So with Kayla, in her look today, what I started off with first was moisturizer. I used Clinique Dramatically Different Moisturizing Lotion. She really didn't need a lot. She has really awesome skin, so just kind of used my hands, didn't need a brush for that. And then just kind of let that sit in the skin, and then I followed up with Cover FX Mattifying Primer. This goes underneath her foundation, and this will help keep it in place and make it look nice and matte and photo ready. Got that on her skin and nice and even, again using my fingertips. That's the best way for me to feel where all the product is. Sometimes I use a brush, sometimes I don't. And for her foundation, I actually used Cinema Secrets foundation palette, which this is a custom made palette with a lot of their shades, not everything, but it's a good wide range. And also for her concealer, which I have, is custom made as well. Large spectrum of colors, so that way I can just mix and match. I end up mixing and matching anyway, so it suits my needs. Then we followed up with a little powder, just something translucent, NYX HD Studio Photogenic Powder. It just gives her a nice veil, takes a little bit of that shine off, but you can still see her skin. Immediately after her powdering her face, I followed with some little bit of contouring. And I wanted to add a little bit, and I used the NYX Highlight and Contour Powder, which is this right here. Right in through here, and turn to the other side. Right in through here. A little bit on her temples, but not very much. She didn't need a whole lot on that. But just again, just cutting a little bit into her cheek. On Kayla's eyes, first to start off with, we used Urban Decay's eyeshadow primer. It's pretty basic color. It's almost like a skin tone, just like a light brown, but it's almost invisible. Patted that all over her eyelids, really smooth, even. And then on top of that, I put this eyeshadow palette I have. It's just like there's not really names to these colors. So I use this color on her and a little bit of this color on Kayla, which is like a berry, almost like a purple shimmer, and almost like a silvery purple, almost a little bit of pink in through the top part of her lid, and this color here onto the bottom, the main part of her lid. And then I just followed up again with the matte pigment in Maroon on top of her entire lid, lined her eyes in Smoulder, which is a MAC Kohl pencil, the inner rim of her eye, and also underneath, and just smudged it with a brush, using a little bit of the maroon on my brush already. And then lastly, we use a little bit of vanilla pigment to make it pop a little bit. Which again, these pigments will last forever. And then Kayla's eyebrows were really simple. She already has a really strong eyebrow. So I just filled them in with a little bit of powder. Again, just a basic eyebrow palette I have. Kind of covers the spectrum. Use the dark brown in through, and then cleaned it up with a little bit of concealer afterwards, and then followed with a little bit of shadow just to top that off and kind of give that look, make that look complete. And for Kayla's blush, I didn't use just one conventional blush. I actually used a mixture of a MAC pigment. This one is Maroon. And I use NYX Rust. This is an eyeshadow, and this is just a large shadow from MAC. It's called Tease with Ease, and this one is a more pink with like a purple iridescent, and then I have this red, which is like a shimmery red, and also the maroon has a little bit of a shimmer as well. Anyway, I mixed all three of those pretty much in my hand, like a palette, using my brush, just so I wouldn't get too much product onto my brush, and then I just gently buffed it on using this brush, which is the MAC, I believe this is the 133. Up in through her cheekbones, onto her temples, a little bit onto her chin, and a tiny bit onto her nose. With Kayla, the main thing I was excited about this look was so much of the rosy, kind of shimmery iridescent. I didn't want it to be like red or too pink, and I didn't want to make it too heavy with eyeliner, but I just wanted to give her like this wash of pink and like a berry color all over her face, and especially those lips. I was really looking forward to working with those lips. Look at those. And she's just got great cheeks, great skin. But again, just really, really excited about just this color, and that cheek color especially. It just shows up really well on Kayla. So I was really stoked. For Kayla's lips, lined her lips first with a NYX liner, and I believe it's called Y2K. Yes, I was right. It's Y2K, and I did heavy on the sides and on the top and really light in through the bottom because I wanted to fade in. I wanted this center part to be really light and pink. And then I actually mixed in my little palette, which I love, a mixture of this Wet n Wild Mega Last lip gloss and a clear lip gloss by Wet n Wild. And lastly, NYX again. I use this color, I believe it's called Cosmos. I use Cosmos. Mix it all three together onto the palette using your brush, and then just kind of feathered and faded away any harsh lines from the liner. And that was pretty much it for Kayla's lip. Wanted to keep it really soft and glamorous and just really clean looking, but very sexy. And that's it.